What's going on, y'all? It's me, the freaking Henshin man, freaking Heir and Ian. I'm way back with the Kamen of all the Riders. And I know you see the title, right, bro? This one brought to you by the homie Heir. Ah! So I was thinking, I was like, I know I have a lot of Kamen Rider stuff that have been requested, but this is the newest Kamen. I think we should have like a song. We're going on a trip with a favorite Dunlap flying through his backpack.
We're going on a trip with our favorite piece of song.
This is the newest Kamen Rider out right now, so I'm like, you know what? I want to check them out. I want to check it out. I want to get ahead of the game, try to check out the new stuff. You know what I'm saying? So this one right here is Kamen Rider. Sound like a bumblebee in this bad boy. I got the official the teaser. We got the trailer and like a video talking about what stuff about him that we know so far. Yeah, I can't words today, but that's okay because we're gonna hop in this bad boy. Go over to like, comment, subscribe.
Tradition, history, pride, struggle, reflection, courage. Beyond that, there is innovation. Don't lose your dream. Mezamero.
Okay, so he's Batman. He's Batman. Yeah, screw the belt. Okay. Going across the chest now? Okay. I like his vibe. Interesting. Interesting. So each color is a different paradigm. That's kind of cool. That's a dope teaser. I can't lie. That's a really dope teaser. He looks like a mixture of freaking Batman and Bakugan. What? Awesome. I like that. All right, let's hop into the next one. All right, y'all. This one's here. Is the trailer. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna start it. We're gonna go right into it.
Your next Kamen Rider is
Me, Aaron Adam.
他人の夢に潜入し
I was gonna say me.
悪夢を止めるエージェント
Dang it. Hold on. This is low quality. Wait.
彼こそが
Okay, that's the highest quality I got.
I'm on it.
Impact.
Henshin!
Good morning, Rider.
Kamen Rider Zeztz.
コードナンバー7ミッションを遂行する
Stop it. That was like Mission Impossible.
おやすみございます。
レムちゃん
そういう世界観なんだと思って迫真の演技を心がけました。いつまで寝てんのよ。逆に感心するよ。毎晩エージェントになる夢ばっか見て。
よろずばくさんですね。この世には未だ解決されていない不可解な事件ブラックケースが数多く存在する。
私には理解できません。夢の中から現れる怪人だって。
心の扉のありかを突き止め
Gotta have the robot companion. The guy when that turns into a bike. That's cool. Oh, he's intense too. He's very intense.
早くナイトメアを止めなければ世界が滅びる。
Yo, what the hell?
ナイトメアよ。さあ、世界を悪夢に導け。明晰夢の力が使えるのはお前だけだと思ったか。心の扉を開けた時、悪夢は始まる。
悪夢なんてこの世からなくなればいい。
I hate his haircut. I hate his haircut so much.
お前を倒す。
That's clean.
さあ、セッツよ。ミッションを遂行し、悪夢を打ち破れ。新番組「仮面ライダー Z」9月7日日曜午前9時レッシンスタート。 Good luck.
Good luck. You know what? I don't even have nothing to say. Let's just hop on to the next video. All right, this one is everything you need to know about Kamen Rider Zeztz by Foul Plays. Just good lord. Okay, this is a lot. Okay, so I see that. Okay, I'm reading the description right now. Everything you know about Kamen Rider Zeztz. It will be releasing September after Kamen Rider Gav, and the first look trailer of Kamen Rider Zetz's official name, design, blah blah, and more revealed in the press conference. Will be revealed to the secondary writer. Yeah. Okay. Here's our 40th Kamen Rider series, and it's the 7th Railway Rider. What is Zetz's biggest weakness? Who is a secondary Kamen Rider? Physicam Impact, Technolom Impact, Esper. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, those names are wild. Okay, so Paradigm's actually Impact. I'm sorry, I thought it was different paradigms. Okay. That's my bad. I don't understand how those abilities work. All right, now I'm more interested to hop in this video. Let's get started.
So we just had the Kamen Rider Zeztz press conference, and there is so much to talk about. We got the cast reveal, crew announcements, story details, and so much more. And this series, without a doubt, looks like it's going to be interesting. So without further ado, let's get into everything you need to know about Kamen Rider Zeztz.
Tell us.
Starting off, we have our main character, Kamen Rider Zeztz. And I'm not gonna lie, the suit
Batman
has grown on me a lot.
He's
One
Batman.
of my main complaints when we got the reveal was that he was a bit naked below. But from the trailer, we see that he gains armor when using the capsums. But with that said, let's talk about the man himself, Kamen Rider Zeztz, aka Baku Yorozu, played by Ryutaro Imai. Now right off the bat, this guy's name is a huge reference to the theme itself being dreams. Baku actually shares the name with a Japanese mythological creature who devours dreams and nightmares.
Interesting.
So it's very fitting for a Kamen Rider who enters dreams to take on nightmares.
So that's his
Yorozu
power.
Translates to many things,
Interesting.
likely meaning that he's a jack of all trades as a spy. Hell, he even has multiple disguisers from the looks of it too. Either way, Baku seems to be a rider who has been doing this for a while. So it looks like we got a rider who really doesn't need the rope, similar to Double, Wizard, Build, and Geats. And speaking of Double, it's actually Baku's actor's favorite show. But apparently he got the name Zeztz after getting involved with a nightmare one day. There he received the Zeztz driver from Code and given the code number 7, as in 007. Which Baku is a big fan of spies, and the code name
said Mission
fits with
Possible.
the theme and the fact that he's the 7th Railway Rider. But he's only known as Zeztz in the dream world. So this makes me wonder if he'll be forced to keep his identity a secret, similar to Drive, 01, and Gavu. But apparently this guy is the opposite of Lucky from Q Ranger, with him being the unluckiest man in the real world. While in the dream world, he is the complete opposite. Now this is funny to me because this guy just feels like Keiwa and Ace mushed together into the same person. In the real world, he's jobless, living with his sister, and unlucky, which is exactly what Keiwa was. While in the dream world, he's this badass, stoic, and almost cocky rider similar to Ace. And if the similarities weren't as similar, my man literally does the same Henshin pose as Geats. Like, come on. But it really does seem like we're getting two main Geats riders as one guy, which is going to be very interesting. Either way, Baku has lucid dreams, which if you don't know what that means, it basically means that he can control dreams and is highly aware of stuff that happens in them. So with this in mind, I wonder if this will be a separate power system for the series.
I was thinking the same thing.
The main gimmick. Anyways, Baku has
you do anything in a dream,
which after looking at them are pretty sick. starting off with his base form, Physicum Impact, there isn't
Yo,
much to say about it.
the color
it's
scheme,
literally
though?
just an Ichigo clone. However, we gotta talk about them legs, because holy crap, this guy has not skipped leg day. But like I said earlier, when using the transform capsum, he can gain access to armor on his legs and arms, which are much needed. Alongside that, he has a wing form, which I have to admit is a pretty cool suit. But given our track record with flight suits, I'm a bit worried about how it will look. But up next, we have his Technolome form. I'm gonna guess that's how it sounds.
Okay, okay, good. I'm glad I'm not the only one messing up.
Water-based form, which we haven't had a water-based form in a very long time. Alongside that, he has the machinery capsum, which gives him the signature grappling hook that spies use, while projection gives him a weird-looking cape. And from the trailer, it looks like one of these forms might be able to make mirrored images, though that might just be how it's filmed.
I assume projection, right?
This one seems to be a healing form, so maybe it has the ability to heal others. But when using the barrier capsum, Zeztz gets a big giant shield. And shockingly, it's not the Forze shield. But we can also see that the shield turns into an axe, which I feel will be interesting to see in combat. And
he got a switch it!
Paradigm capsum.
Monster Hunter.
Honestly,
It's Monster
my
Hunter.
favorite of the 4 forms. I honestly just think it's the purple suit. But this form can actually make Zeztz smaller and give him a scythe, which I don't think we've ever seen a rider actually use a scythe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But alongside this, he has a gravity form, which I assume just allows him to control gravity. Also, this is another retool from Heike Sorozu and Venom Mariner from Gotchard. Now, I can't find a real connection to all of these forms besides maybe visionary ideas, as Physicum might relate to how physics theories change how we perceive our world. Same with technology and how our outlook can change on things as time goes on. Esprit comes from the French word for spirit, which is esprit, which can relate to how art and creative imagination might change our outlook on stuff. And lastly, Paradigm could represent a new model or framework that changes the way that society thinks of things.
Damn, this dude really went to
detail. If you have a
detail.
better connection, let me know down in the comment section below. And while you're down there, go ahead and like and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on anything Toku related. Now, oddly enough, we didn't get a secondary writer announcement just yet, but from the leaks, our secondary seems to be Nox, played by Yuki.
I just hate the haircut. I hate the haircut.
Apparently he's going to be similar to Valverat, as in he's going to be a masked warrior at first, and then be a Kamen Rider later. But his writer name is going to be Kamen Rider Zeztz, which from the leaks, it looks like he's going to be a silver and orange rider and looks like this. He's literally just an orange and silver version of Zeztz. And if he is in fact the secondary
it's a
lead,
clean costume.
This guy's actor is kind of old for a secondary writer at 37 years old.
Wow,
well,
rude.
apparently Nox's age is unknown, so for all we know, he could be over 2,000 years old. Anyways, Nox apparently lives within the dreams and cooperates with the nightmares.
He
which
lives
means
in the
he
dreams.
has to have some notion to want to work with them. And if he lives in the dream world and his age is unknown, could time not move in the dream world? It would make sense given that they're being secretive about his age.
I was thinking the
But
same
not much
thing.
is known
Dang
about
it.
his background or really anything, so really this is just a big giant mystery that we just have to unravel in the show. But moving on, we have our heroine, Nemu. And before any of you weirdos start getting weird, she is 16 years old. Chill the fuck out. Now, Nemu is a global celebrity that has captured the hearts of many, even Baku's. And due to this, when Baku enters dreams,
You gooners gotta go, bro.
there because they're dreaming of her in many different outfits. And with this in mind, I wonder if Zeztz will play into how people perceive you in a dream versus how you are in reality. Like if someone dreams of Nemu being a stuck-up celebrity, will Nemu not be willing to work with Baku in the dream? And given that she does her best to play the role in the dream and be close to the dream owner, that might actually be the case. But my first thought when I saw her was that she feels very similar to Neon and Misora. Neon was an online influencer while Misora was an internet idol. While here, Nemu is the queen of commercials. And I feel like this concept is interesting enough to lead to a lot of possibilities with her character. Now my question here is, could she actually end up being a Kamen Rider? I mean, the female Kamen Rider drought is real, and given the writer of the show, I feel like there's a high likelihood of her becoming one. To become a writer in this world, you have to have some sense of lucid dreams.
Bring in the lady Kamen Riders.
Tries to play the role the best, she might have some sense of self-awareness. But up next, we have Tetsuya Fujimi, played by Kenta Mishima.
I'll be the first black Kamen Rider. Just hire me. I got you.
He's basically your old-fashioned detective with a strong sense of responsibility and passion. Think of characters like Kamen Rider Skull. He deals with cases that are unresolved and commonly known as black cases. Though he's apparently viewed very coldly by those around him, and they really don't know what he's doing. But alongside him, we have Nagamo Nasuka, played by Rika Anuki, who works in the same division as Tetsuya as a lieutenant. And apparently she passed the civil servant exam at a young age to become an elite officer at a young age. And she was assigned occult cases, which she considers unimportant. I bet her and Kachiki would get along real well. Now, strange enough, she reminds me a lot of Rinko Daimon from Kamen Rider Wizard. And with that in mind, I really don't want them to be similar. Rinko was a cool character in concept that in my opinion just fell flat and was underused. Her and Junpei were kinda just there for the most part, so hopefully that's not the case for Tetsuya and Natsuka. But apparently she knows about Zeztz and the Dream
waste of a character sometimes.
And with that info alone, I really do believe that she will become a Kamen Rider at some point. And that's boosted even more because she is Kamen Rider Lopo and Kamen Rider Geats. And I just don't see why they wouldn't have a crossover between these characters, especially given who's writing the show. It would simply be some simple lore explanation. Hell, it could even be in a whole dream or something like that. But moving on, we have Minami Yorozu, who is played by Miki Yagi. And she is Baku's younger sister and plays a similar role to Sara from Geats. She basically takes care of Baku and wakes him up in the morning. However, she believes that living a regular life is the source to her good health. And this already sounds like she will be a victim at some point, and maybe this will be around Christmas. And her job as a talent manager requires her to get up early in the morning. And given that she's a talent manager, I wonder if she is or will become Nemu's manager. Now apparently she knows nothing about Baku's role as Zeztz, which is much like how Keiwa kept the DGP away from Sara. But with this said, I wonder if she'll have a similar role to Sara, as in she'll become a writer as well. But given that she wants to live a regular life, I'm doubtful about it. But then again, Sara joined because she thought about Keiwa and was tricked by a funny frogman. So honestly, it could be a toss-up.
That's
but
wild.
With this said, can we take a second to appreciate the male to female ratio in this cast? Like, this is a crazy sight to see, 3 out of the 6 main cast members being female. I don't think we've ever seen that before in Rider. And if one of them doesn't become a writer,
and the one black guy, me.
Upset. Now, lastly, we have Zero, who is Zetz's bike and the commander of Code.
Dude, look at him.
Which
He looks so
is a
dope.
task force on Earth. It stands for Confidential Organized Defensive Establishment. Now, Zero will act similar to Nick from Go Busters, as he has a robot form and a bike form. And he also has a tendency to speak in English and is voiced by Jay Cabrera. And not much is known about him except for that he's the commander and the bike. So he likely will have a minor role for the most part. And as for the driver, it's voiced by Koichi Yamadera, who is Spike from Cowboy Bebop and is kind of controversial. As for the monsters, I think they're cool, but I don't really see a theme they're going on with these like previous seasons. With previous seasons, we could just tell right off the bat what they're based on.
The theme? I mean,
if I'm being completely
honest,
honest,
I see what you're saying. I see what
kind
you're
of basing it off of a person's fears or something.
Yeah, but I'll say it's dreams.
Now,
It's gotta be something.
We got a good team this year.
Like that.
First off, the writer for the show is Yuya Takahashi, best known for Geats, 01, and X-Aid. Which I know some people aren't happy about this, but for the first international broadcast, I think this is for the best. It's a safe option since 2 out of 3 of his shows are available outside of Japan. And like it or not, his shows are extremely popular. But place your bets on who is dying this Christmas. My bet is Minami or Tetsuya. But as a big fan of Geats and X-Aid, I am ecstatic and cannot wait to see the world that Yuya creates. Alongside him, we have the director, who is Kazuya Kamihoriuchi, who is the director of King Oger. Please forgive me if I mispronounced that name. I know I butchered it. But this is already a good sign given the success of that show. As for the action director, we have Jun Watanabe, who worked on Drive, Build, 01, and Revice, just to name a few. So the action direction is going to be good this season, just like Gavu, especially given how all 4 of these shows looked. Now, as for the composers, we have Go Sakabe, who is behind Ghost, 01, and Gavu's soundtrack. And working alongside him, we have Hiroshi Takaki, who did the soundtrack for Alba Ranger, Shinkenger, and Lupat. So yeah, the music for this year is going to be fire.
Yeah, very strong cast. The music in that teaser was
family soundtrack. But speaking of music, we have to talk about the opening visions being done by Noctane. And I gotta be honest, it's not a bad song, but nothing compared to what we recently got. But from what I heard of it, it has a lot of English lyrics, which is fitting since we're getting an international release. But speaking of international releases, we don't know where it's going to air as of this moment. I still fully believe that it will be on YouTube on the Toei Tokusatsu Worldwide channel, but they could put it on Amazon Prime. But if we get anything, I will let you guys know. But with that said, I am more than excited for Zeztz and cannot wait for its premiere on September 7th. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and smash the like button down below and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on any future videos. And with that, I'm gonna get the heck out of here. I'm Fel Plays, and I'm out. Peace.
Interesting. Very well researched video, man. Very, yeah, that video just overall clean. I'm actually kind of surprised that they haven't, like, I mean, September's not far. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that they haven't said where it's going to air is kind of interesting to me. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. As long as it gets released internationally, I think that's all people really care about. But that's dope. Zeztz looks freaking dope. I like the costume design. I don't like. I was going to say earlier in the video, like I really want to know what he's based off of, like what the power is going to be like. Well, I got my answer. You know what I'm saying? The dream sequences, the things like you can do so much with that. You can do so much with that. The fact that like you could do literally anything in dreams. The only thing that makes me nervous is like if they get stagnant because they want to stick with one thing and they don't want to branch out too much. You know what I mean? Since you could do again literally anything in a dream, you gotta have to put some rules in place for the show, right? Something's gonna have to like be constrained at some point, but that gives it that opens up a lot of possibilities. So that's dope. That's dope. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me what you guys think about the newest Kamen Rider in the comments below. Up now, I think I have it up now. I should have it up now. There should be a vote for the next Kamen Rider video, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing that now, but if you haven't noticed. Voting for Kamen Rider videos, Ultraman videos, probably also Super Sentai. I don't know if that video hasn't got that popular just yet, so we'll see. But otherwise, I appreciate y'all. You guys have a great rest of your day, evening, whatever. Hug your family. And I'll see you on the next one, okay? Deuces.